him as a pastor, as one of those people who are sort of a person who's in charge of helping people shape their understanding of God, their understanding of the world, their understanding of the Bible. Who when I say shape, to help, week by week or month by month, they do things to, they're pastoring a group of people. People that are in those positions are different from people like me who are in the congregation and is not necessarily well versed on all of the concepts related to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So for him to say it is different from me saying it because, I'm not in the debate per se the way that he or other pastors would be. So he was saying that basically what you said, the same thing. There's a lot of research out there that shows that marijuana is actually good. And so you'd be an idiot to speak. You'd be an idiot if you were a pastor for all these years speaking against marijuana, calling people, saying people are hellbound, to now swap and
exactly.
Your right. Around.
Exactly. You look at food. Not only that, then they use the thing that, but it's a criminal. You're a criminal. You're a criminal.
Right.
But guess what? Now that a state like Georgia has decriminalized it, now what do you say? So now, guess what? It's worse to run a stop sign than to be caught with weed under an hour. So when you run that stop sign, guess what? You just as bad as the person smoking the blood on the corner. Same boat, same hell. You'll be right next door in hell. If that's the case. So Christ, you just ran through a stoplight. Christ returns. You didn't have a chance to repent. You a Snoop down there. You're barbecuing y'all limbs.
He said barbecue. You crazy. That's hilarious.
No, seriously, this is real talk, bro.
Look, at least the person with weed has a light now for their marijuana.
Exactly. Now you gotta ask for his light, bro. I need to. That's my point. What we've done, we've cement. This is not a word. Let's say this. We have filled our life with a bunch of semantics that we put on a smoke screen of what Christ is all about. So there's no growth.
It's really, I love the timing of you saying this. About a year ago, I started on a path in my own life to specifically address this because I've been in church for 20 years. More than 20 years now. And so I was a Pentecostal Holiness Church. Then I would spend a lot of time at a church where I don't know if it was a denomination apostolic or if it was just a or if it was a church that just believes in apostles and prophets, but it wasn't a denomination. But whatever it was that I was a part of, the current church that I'm a member of considers itself full gospel, which I don't know if that's a denomination or not.
It is. But
it is a denomination. So
well, I don't know. I don't know.
See, but you're getting into semantics, and that's what I'm saying. Is that all of the things that I have grown up believing, and now I've gotten the chance to, watch some TV, go have some experiences, read some books, read some papers, interact with people who I've never interacted with. Like, for instance, about less than a year ago, I did an interview with a person who was born with both gender items. Okay? Now, I don't know, in my church upbringing, during the past 20 years, that never came up. So now I'm talking to this person, and of course, I'm not hostile to this person, but that person had some horrible church experiences.
I bet.
You know what I'm saying? So
I bet.
So it's fascinating, and so what I decided I was going to do is I was going to drop. I put everything that I believe on the shelf. I got access to it, and I said, let me start from scratch. Let me rebuild my faith from scratch.
Yeah, and that's the toughest thing to do, brother. Because you have to stretch out. You got to stretch out all your beliefs. Because my mother was Pentecostal.
Right.
And we stayed in church, so then you have to erase all your beliefs. I got to a point that I was angry at one time. But then I had to realize they just didn't know. Because of technology.
What was the thing?
Just didn't know.
What was the thing you were angry
about? Just the walk itself. Not to be walking in grace. Because I find myself at the altar every single weekend.
Right.
Somebody said that. Because I said, oh, man, I said a cuss word. Got to go to the altar. Can't wait to Sunday. Got to go to the altar on Sunday because I cussed on Wednesday. So I got all these built up, what would you say, bondages, shackles that I'm shackled up all week thinking I'm this horrible person, and God already forgave me. All I had to do is say, Father, forgive me.
Right.
I tripped and messed up. So what happens, a prime example is this. They said there'll be a great falling away of the church. That's what's happening here in America.
That's what we're looking at right now.
But when you go to Cuba and the Philippines, they're not killing them as much as far as it's practicing their religion outside of their home. So what's happening in Cuba, there's this wave of Christians just giving their life to Christ and coming to God, and guess what they're doing? They don't have no study materials. They don't have the fancy books. They don't have the TV evangelists, and they don't have none of those things. So all they're doing is getting the word of God. Somebody's giving their life to Christ and telling people about it. And now the churches out. There's a wave gathering of people giving their life in Cuba and giving their life to Christ.
Really?
Because just like you said, that was very profound. You had to put away all your beliefs, and you had to start from scratch and go back to the basics. Romans 10:9-10, tell people about it. Yeah. Because in all actuality, in the end result, that's all God is requiring.
That's all that really, right, exactly.
For me to walk the streets of gold, all that's required of me is to give my life to Christ and have faith in that point and tell people about Him.
Yeah.
Meaning living by my testimony. That's the only prerequisite to get to heaven. But as technology gone, and we've all came to this thing, like we got these books and everything, man, I said in Houston one time, I had a bunch of brothers that we was all congregating with. Guess what? They could never go do hours. Guess why? Everybody was too busy in the seminar school trying to get PhDs. I'm walking to church with a perfect 3 students said, yes, I had this seminar. I just had the seminar class. We said that. And guess what, brother? You done nobody no bit of damn good. Because guess what? While you were sitting in class, guess what? Somebody just fell off on crack.
Right.
While you sitting up in class, I'm not saying nothing wrong with education, which education is good. Because we perish for the lack of knowledge. We do need that education, but there's a healthy balance, though, too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think God wants you to educate yourself in your craft.
Right.
That's what I think God wants us to do.
Expound on that.
Meaning this.
Educate yourself on your craft.
That's when we say we perish for the lack of knowledge. He wants you to get knowledge in your craft to build His kingdom. Anything else you don't even really care about.
That's fascinating.
So here I am. So I gotta build my knowledge so I don't perish. But I'm building my knowledge in what's gifted, what my gift. So I have to start, like, say for instance, the reason I said that, say for instance, Pastor David Blunt, white, blonde-haired, pastor, preacher, whatever, right, mega church in Missouri, right, over 5,000-6,000 people. So what he did, just he gets back to the basic, and what he did, he taught me grace. Even though he never went to a seminar school, but you wouldn't know it if you listened to him speak.
Right.
You'd be like, man, this dude was in seminar school. No, he was just like, he made us study a month on what we were doing. If it was music, if it was in a band, I played percussions, whatever was part of the youth ministry. I had to read something every single month, a book, anybody in some form, and learn to build your craft that God has blessed you with.
Wow.
So
That's
what I'm
really
saying,
good.
so that'd be crazy for me to go say, okay, I'm finna go be an electrician, and I'm finna go to school for electrician, because guess what? It stops there. Once I'm master electrician, it stops there. Yes, I'm providing for my family. Yes, I can be a blessing to other people. But guess what? In a skim off thing, that me having that master's degree in electrician is not going to get me to the throne of grace. That don't give me a ghetto pass because I'm making $100,000 a year to Christ. Right. I don't get a pass to heaven because I did this and I fed a couple of people. Okay, I gave this charity $100,000 this year. But which one are you letting it collect Christ?
Mm-hmm.
Man, the relief fund was coming, and the flood fund, and Red Cross, boy, we gave $300 million, and you still going to hell. Because of one simple thing, accepting Christ as a Savior and telling people about it. And any dumb person can do that. That's why he said the foolish things come from the what? The why? Because that's what me and my wife was talking about. Though my approach might be unorthodox to most people, but the only way for me to be a Christian in Christ like is I have to be unorthodox, because he was unorthodox when he came. He did not tell us to be like each other. Right. That's not written anywhere, bro. He didn't say, tell me to dress up in a suit and act like this person, and you're more blessed and you're more anointed if you act like that. When he said, come at your best, he didn't say nothing about clothing. He said, your best is when you're the most humble, when you're the most broken. That's your best. Man, I got to come and Jesus in my best. No, wrong concept. I mean, guess what? My best with Christ is when I'm the most broken, because I'm out the equation. And that way he can deal with me fully. That's some powerful stuff. Woo, I got chills.
Yes, it is. That's
huge.
That is some grace is sufficient. My grace is sufficient for you when you're at your least best.
God, that's when you're at your best. When you're at your most broken. Oh my God, because that's when God can deal with you and feed into you. That's when he can take you to the next level, when you're completely broken and you're not relying on you at all.
Pretty profound.
I'm not at my best when I'm driving my BMW, my Jaguar, my money green Jaguar that I want, and my bank account is over $100,000. I don't have to worry about anything. Sustaining $100,000. That's not my best. My best is when I'm in that bathroom crying because something has happened and I'm broken, because that's where my anointing lies and my struggles. Woo! I don't need my anointing when I'm doing good.
Right.
My anointing is no use when I'm doing good and I'm feeling good and I'm on a high horse. That's not where my anointing comes. That's not when my anointing kicks in. My anointing, me and my wife was listening the other day. My anointing kicks in my struggles. Because guess what? My struggles is where my character is built. Oh, man. So in order for me to get to the next level, I have to go through my struggles so my anointing can kick in, so God can be able to work with my anointing and build my character. So when I come out of my struggles, guess what? I'm on the next level, because that ain't going to hurt me no more.
Right.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done. What?
That is some good stuff.
Because we're reading, oh my God, we're reading Nehemiah, and we're studying Nehemiah. Wow.